The night the wind stopped was when everything changed. It was quiet, too quiet. I remember feeling uneasy, like something wasn't right. Everyone in the village felt it. We all had the stories, but we never thought they were real. Not until that night. Aisha lived at the edge of the village, just her and her two daughters, Miriam and Fatima. Aisha was strong. Her husband had died years ago, and since then, she would do everything herself, farming, cooking, taking care of the girls. She never asked for help. She didn't need to. That night, the girls were playing near the house, like they always did after dinner. I was walking past their home when I saw them laughing, chasing each other under the moonlight. Aisha stood nearby, watching them with that tired smile she always had. Suddenly, the wind stopped. It wasn't a gentle pause, it just stopped, like the air itself had been swallowed up. The leaves stopped rustling, the trees stood still, and the sound of the girls' laughter faded into silence. I saw Aisha's face changed. She looked around, her eyes looking like she could feel something coming. She called out to her daughters, Miriam, Fatima, come inside. But the girls didn't listen. They kept playing like they didn't notice the shift. Then, out of nowhere, a shadow moved near the trees. I didn't see it clearly, but I felt it, something dark, something wrong. Aisha ran towards her daughters, but before she could reach them, Miriam and Fatima were gone. Just like that, the shadows seemed to swallow them. I'll never forget Aisha's scream. It cut through the stillness, sending shivers down my spine. People from the village came running, but by the time they got there, it was too late. The girls had vanished. For days, the whole village searched the forest, the river, everywhere. But there was no trace of them. Some people said it was the work of spirits, others thought it was an animal, but no one knew for sure. Aisha, she was never the same. She would sit by her door every evening, staring out at the trees, waiting. The laughter of children would sometimes make her flinch, like she was hearing her own daughters' voices. One evening, months later, something strange happened. I was walking by her house again, and I saw her sitting there, as usual. But this time, she smiled. A real smile. When I asked her why, she told me, I had them. They're okay. At first, I didn't understand. But then she explained that in her dreams, Miriam and Fatima visited her, laughing and playing, just like before. She believed that they weren't lost, they were somewhere safe, somewhere peaceful. It wasn't the ending we wanted, but it gave her comfort. Aisha still sits by her door every night, but now she does it with peace in her heart. She tells anyone who'll listen that her daughters are happy, that they're free. And somehow that makes the rest of us believe, just a little, that maybe they are. The village still talks about Aisha and her girls. It's one of those stories you don't forget. And every time we tell it, it feels like the girls are still with us, like their laughter echoes through the trees, carried by the wind that finally came back. If you ever come by our village, I'll tell you more. There are so many stories like this, stories of strength, love, and loss. And each one teaches us something, even if we don't fully understand it yet.